President Donald Trump's facing a backlash after claiming that he misspoke when saying he saw no reason why Russia would hack America's presidential elections. He was already under intense pressure from the US media over his performance at the Helsinki summit with Vladimir Putin. Auntie Samira Khan reports from Washington on Trump's latest remarks.
The key sentence in my remarks, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia. Sort of a double negative. So you can put that in, and I think that probably clarifies things pretty good by itself.
It's not just politicians from both sides going absolutely nuts over the Trump-Putin summit. It's the media as well. And it's mostly just criticism of Trump's willingness to talk to Putin.
There's a reason there is a big national freakout happening right now over what the president just did in public.
Vladimir Putin pitched a shutout. Trump got beat up in a locker room.
What worries me about you, Mr. President, is you seem to say only good things about your enemies.
It was shocking. It was appalling.
There was a real sense of defeat.
You have been watching perhaps one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president.
He had a chance to show loyalty to the men and women in uniform, and instead he betrayed them.
It's a disaster.
Now it's forced Trump to backtrack, saying he misspoke, which allowed him to reiterate claims made by the U.S. intel community, but they're still not convinced.
Instead of standing up for our democracy and democratic principles, President Trump cowered in the presence of Putin.
It was a wholesale betrayal of the values and interests of this country.
There is nothing more heartbreaking to me than a president who refuses to stand up for our democracy.
The president sided with the enemy.
With the perpetrator of the election interference.
Disgraceful performance of the president.
A treacherous act.
Ignorant and woefully disrespectful.
President Trump continues to take the word of Russians, enthusiastically embracing their excuses.
He is unable to confront Russia on anything.
The highly controversial meeting has prompted calls to release transcripts. Apparently, they want to know exactly what happened and what was said behind closed doors.
We're worried about what the president said publicly. We're even more worried about what happened in those 2 hours when the president was alone with Mr. Putin.
I believe the Senate Foreign Relations Committee should hold a hearing with the American translator, who was present during President Trump's and President Putin's private meeting, to determine what was specifically discussed and agreed to on the United States' behalf.
Now, this all comes despite agreement reached upon, so we're just going to have to see if domestic backlash hinders Russia-U.S. relations.
I think we have the mainstream media and we have the military-industrial complex whose goal it is to shame him in any way possible when he speaks against their agendas. Now, he was right to challenge the military-industrial complex, of which the intelligence apparatus is one part, one very important and very expensive part. But the fact that he then turned tail and apologized just shows that he lacks the backbone for this job. It's going to help if Trump can actually use what he said, which was right. He was right to call the intelligence community into question. Because of their bad intelligence, we are stuck in one nonsensical quagmire after another. So if he can actually take that and say, you know what, I retract the apology. I wasn't wrong. We need to put a leash on the American intelligence service. If he can do that, that would be fantastic. I don't see that happening, though. What I see is someone who's blustering a lot and showing a lack of any kind of real backbone on this.
Well, Donald Trump has tweeted that, in fact, the intelligence community, quote, loved his performance in Helsinki. He also claimed many haters were bothered because of how well he got along with Putin.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well a great stone, and a blessed sanitation to the Akim, to the folk on the earth, to pushing the gospel and sincerity and truth. Shalom. Right, I just want to do a little commentary on this video. Right, it's It's a lack of backbone. Trump backtrack on Russia election meddling claim. Right? And if you can see, it's 144. Spiritual number. Right? Which is the governor, the 144,000. Right? 12,000 from each tribe. Right? So Trump saying he make a misspeak. Right? We was to say it. We don't see why it wouldn't be Russia. It's supposed to say wouldn't instead of would. Right? But through the spirit and power Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we can say Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Kahal La Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? Our praise and glory be to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? Because the king's heart is in the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and it's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai make Trump make that we will call it a mistake. But this is going along perfectly and line up perfectly with prophecy, because Russia, right, gonna shoot missile and destroy America and also the EU, right? And this showing also that the kingdom is divided. You so-called white kingdom divided, right? Because you so-called Russian or Edomites, you are gonna be destroyed too, right? Yahweh Shai, who the one going to God, Jesus is gonna destroy you, right? America gonna be destroyed. You England, all these European nations, all your military gonna be destroyed. The land of Israel gonna be destroyed too, right? So, right? So we see the division in the so-called white man kingdom, right? And the kingdom divided against itself that it can't stand. So instead of Trump say would, he's supposed to say wouldn't, right? He wouldn't see why Russia, basically trying to say he wouldn't see why it's not Russia, right? That's basically what he's trying to say, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna play it back, play it back exactly what he said. I think it's alright, somewhere here. So I'm gonna play it back.
The key sentence in my remarks, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia. Sort of a double negative. So you can put that in, and I think that probably clarifies things pretty good by itself.
Yeah, so the scripture says a double-minded man is unstable in all his way, right? So this is a double-minded man, right? And the Heavenly Father Yahweh Hashem Yahushua set up Donald Trump because America gotta come down and America gotta be destroyed by thermonuclear missile, and you so-called white kingdom gotta be destroyed, your rulership, and you gotta go into slavery, right? Let me get this quick to show that you see all the opposition party, the opposition in America now, all of them against Trump, even his allies, they don't like his behavior, right? Let me get this. It's Mark chapter 3, right? This is Mark chapter 3 verse 24. He said, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand, right? So this kingdom divided against itself because the opposition, let's call it the opposition party in the United States of America, they come out and speak against Trump. They're saying this man have no backbone. This man didn't represent them. He didn't put pressure on Putin concerning meddling in the American election. And the men that the Most High put the spirit on, the whole free. Like we know that the American president is be selected. Your vote don't count. Your vote is just a front. So we know all this is just to get to Russia, because the Most High put the spirit on these Edomites to go against each other. So the so-called Americans, they want to destroy Russia, but Russia going to destroy them, kind of prophecy, right? So you kingdom, you so-called kingdom divided, right? It's Mark chapter 3 verse 24, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against Satan, and if Satan rise up against himself, right? These two is Satan, right? The word Satan means adversary. This is the Heavenly Father adversary, right? Both of these are Edomites. They are the seed of Esau, right? And Russia, what a coincidence. Russia have missile in Satan, one of Satan too, right? Right? So he said, and if Satan, which is adversary, rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but at an end. So you so-called white people rulership at the large dregs, right? But you know the Most High is who control these leaders and all these presidents, so-called presidents and leaders of the world, right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 verse 1. He said, he that liveth forever had created all things in general. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is only righteous, and there is none other but he, right? He said, verse 3, who governed the world with the palm of his hand? So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Yahweh, who the world God, he governed the world with the palm of his hand, right? And all things obey his will. All things obey his will. So these two Edomites, yeah, they doing everything that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua put in their mind to do, right? Let me get a precept to back up what I'm saying, right? You Edomites going down, right? You Edomites going down, right? Salakia. You Edomites going down. This is Job 33 and 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he, who he? Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, then he opened the ears of men and sealed their instruction. So the Heavenly Father opened up the mind and sealed the instruction to what they got to do, right? Right? More proof, right? President Trump and President Putin, they are just puppets. All these so-called leaders of the earth, they are puppets. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua set them up. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua put you so-called white people in the rulership seat, but you acting like it's you put yourself there, right? This is Proverbs chapter 16 verse 1. He said, the preparation of the heart, which is the mind in man, right? So the preparation of the heart, which is your mind in man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. It's from the Lord, right? Let me go back to here, right? The Most High make Donald Trump say we have to say, right? Let me play it back again.
In my remarks, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia. Sort of a double negative.
Yeah, so the Most High is who seal the instruction to say that, right? The Most High seal the devil instruction that he can say that. Let me read this again. This is Proverbs chapter 16 verse 1. He said, the preparation of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So the Most High put in this devil's spirit we have to see because what you gotta break your treaty with Russia, right? And you're gonna vex your allies, which is the NATO and EU, and they're gonna shoot missile at you. You're gonna destroy you, right? All this tariff war and this sanction you're putting upon your allies, you're gonna vex them because you're playing with the money. You don't play with a man money. You don't play with a man bread when you got feed the family, right? And this is what America doing. So all this leading up to prophecy that why she gonna be destroyed, and also for we so-called white people did to the so-called Negroes, Latin, Native American, Indian, right? You gotta pay for these things too. So all this gonna lead up to your destruction, right? You understand? So let me go back to this precept here. Right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 verse 3. Who governed the world with the palm of his hand, right? And all things obey his will, for he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane. Right? This is profane. This is profane. These people are profane. You so-called white people. You are the city east side, y'all are profane. The Israelites are the holy people. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indian are the holy people. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to destroy you, right? So the Mosai is who do it. The Mosai is who doing this, right? To bring the destruction on you Edomites, right? You understand? To bring the destruction upon you Edomites, right? Let me get this one before I go into the destruction, because the Mosai is going to use Russia and the EU to destroy America. And also the chart say Yahweh Hashem Yahushai with the world they call UFO, they're gonna shoot lasers at America too. Right? Psalms 67 verse 4. Right? Psalm 67 verse 4. He said, Oh let the nation be glad and sing for joy, for thou shalt judge the people righteously and govern the nation upon the earth. Selah. So the Most High is who govern these nations. All these nations are set up, and all these presidents, these so-called prime minister, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua set them up. He put them there. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is who run things, right? So this now is a betrayal to Russia, because you said one thing, and when you went back across the water, you said something else. So these nation tired of America, and they know America break our treaty. You understand? So they're gonna be destroyed, right? They're gonna be destroyed by the allies and by the enemy, right? And the enemy is Russia. That's why the opposition party in America, they coming down on Donald Trump saying you have no backbone, right? So they're gonna be destroyed, and this is prophecy, right? This is prophecy. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 3 said, For out of the north country cometh up a nation against her. The nation, right? North country, talking about Russia, right? Right? And against her, to America. The horror is America, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove. He said, they shall depart, both man and beast. And this will happen to America. America going to be desolate, because America going to be destroyed in 1 hour. According to Revelation 18, right? Let me jump into verse 9, right? So that verse 9. It's let me start verse 8. He said, remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, right? Which is America today. And the Chaldeans is the so-called wise men, which is the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and them, and DuPont's, Goldman Sachs, and them, top devils, right? He said, and be as the goat before the flock. He said, for lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon, which is America, the land of confusion, an assembly of great nation, So Russia gonna come up. The Russia allies with Iran, Ethiopia, Turkey, China, North Korea. These nations gonna come up alongside with NATO, America allies, right? For he said from the North country, and they shall set themselves in array against her, against who? America. From hence shall she be taken. The arrows, ICBM missile, shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. You understand? So this had to happen. What happened with Donald Trump and Putin had to happen. Mistake with words had to happen. You might look at it as a little mistake with the words, but yo, we in the heat of war, we in World War III. So you might look at it, hey, this is a little thing, but no. Them say a little mistake, they're gonna escalate into the nukes flying. You understand? They're gonna escalate the nukes fly because these so-called white men is base men. And they can kill each other for power. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna kill each other for power. Right? So it's gonna escalate. And we seen what's going on in America. You know, it's own people coming down on him. Right? You understand? This is Revelation. This is when his allies, because Great Britain was against President Trump meeting President Putin. He was against it. And the EU saying that you know, every day he has something negative to say about his allies. So all these things gonna lead up. The tariff, the heavy sanction put it on his allies. You know, all these things gonna add up. You understand? And these nations gonna say, you know what? Yo, F this. We gonna fly nukes. We tired of this. We tired of this. We tired of this. You understand? This is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horn which thou saw upon the beast, which is the 10 horn, which is going back to the NATO, the military power, right? These shall hate the whole is America. So the NATO and EU, they're gonna hate America, which is American allies, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right? So don't take this little mistake that he said he see it would not be wouldn't be Russia, right? Just let me just play it back so I get it correct, you know. Let me just play it back. Right? So don't take this lightly. This is gonna escalate into war.
Sentence in my remarks, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be.
So he said, I don't see any reason why it would be, right?
The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia. Sort of a double negative. So you can put that in, and I think that probably clarifies things pretty good by itself.
It's not just politicians from both sides going absolutely nuts over the Trump-Putin summit. It's the media as well. And it's mostly just criticism of Trump's willingness to talk to Putin.
There's a reason there is a big national freakout happening right now over what the president just did in public.
Vladimir Putin pitched a shutout. Trump got beat up in a locker room.
What worries me about you, Mr. President, is you seem to say only good things about your enemies.
Was shocking. It was appalling.
There was a real sense of defeat.
You have been watching perhaps one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president.
He had a chance to show loyalty to the men and women in uniform, and instead he betrayed them.
It's a disaster.
Now it's forced Trump to backtrack, saying he misspoke, which allowed him to reiterate claims made by the U.S. intel community, but they're still not convinced.
Instead of standing up for our democracy and democratic principles, President Trump cowered in the presence of Putin.
It was a wholesale betrayal of the values and interests of this country.
There is nothing more heartbreaking to me than a president who refuses to stand up for our democracy.
The president sided with the enemy.
With the perpetrator of the election interference.
Disgraceful performance.
Yes, the president sides with the enemy. That's what they're saying. It's right. So you know, they're gonna back Russia. They say, you know what? We can't deal with these people. E-house not in order. You understand? And they're gonna force him to put sanction on Russia, and they're gonna go and something else they're gonna do, and this whole thing gonna escalate. You understand? This whole thing gonna escalate, and they're gonna be destroyed. Right? America gonna be destroyed. Right? The Yahweh Bashim Yahushai say in 1 hour. Right? In 1 hour. Right? In 1 hour, America gonna be destroyed. um, this is Revelation chapter 18 verse 14. Salaki, Revelation chapter 18 verse 4. And I hear another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that he be not partaker of our sins, and that he receive none of our plagues. So it's when the elect gonna be beamed up into those chariots, so-called UFO, right? That's how they're gonna be. They're gonna be beamed up in before the missile hit, right? For her sin has reached unto heaven. Who sinned? America. And Yahweh had remembered our iniquity. Reward her even as she reward you, and double unto her double according to her works. So you so called white people serve 1,000 years of slavery, right? And after 1,000 years of slavery, the Most High will eradicate you devils. He's gonna burn you up. In the cup which she had filled to her double, and the cup is slavery, right? It said how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow gave her. For she said in her heart, I sit as a queen, and am not a widow, and shall see no sorrow. So America, like I said, nobody can destroy them. You know, let's make America great again, right? The pride. He said, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her, right? He said, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. So these nations who traded America, they get rich, right? They get rich because America is the biggest consuming nation on the face of the planet, right? He said, shall bewail her and lament for her, he said, when they shall see the smoke of our torment burning, because they're not going to make no more money off of the whore. The whore going to be destroyed. You understand? So they now make no more money off of the whore, right? It says, standing afar off for the fear of our torment, saying at last, that great city, Babylon, America, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. 1 hour, America gonna be destroyed by torment nuclear missile, and Russia gonna shoot Russia and Russia allies, which is Turkey, Iran, Ethiopia, right? They got China with them, North Korea, right? Then they got America allies, which is NATO and the EU. All these nations gonna shoot missiles at America. You understand? And also these so-called chariots, Salaki, the chariots, which is the so-called UFO of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, gonna send laser and brimstone on America. America gonna be destroyed, right? And with that, hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders who rule with our great stone.